Welcome to the Literature Review, your guide in about 4.5 minutes to the steps of creating your own literature review. This episode, we're going to take a look at the table of sources. The table of sources doesn't have to be too complex. You can use the features of Microsoft Word or Google Docs or another word processing program to create a table that looks like this, and just add the rows that you need as you add each particular source. I prefer to use a spreadsheet like this one, and you can see the titles across the top, or the headings across the top, include the citation, the method section. I've assigned them a category. I have extracted some keywords. I have a place for notes. I have a place for works cited. In this particular project, I needed to have identify the tools that were used. You may not need to worry about that depending on your topic. And I also added a column for related concepts because I started to note that with time, I started to see some patterns where different ideas seem to be related to each other. So the first one is fairly easy. This is your citation. You want to format that in as close to APA style version 7 as possible. As you're reading, you're going to take a look at the methods section. You'll want to identify what methods were used. This is commentary? Is this a case study analysis? Is it another literature review? Is it qualitative or quantitative? This is where you want to note that, because it'll be important in your literature review to identify how a particular study arrived at its conclusions. I also have a category, or a category for categories. This particular study is a policy document. This one is a description of academic writing. These are the discrete elements of stance in writing, and so on. I've also extracted keywords. Sometimes the keywords that are provided with the article are useful. Sometimes I had to create my own keywords that fit my particular study. Notes column is handy because sometimes you will want to write something that you may forget later on. You don't have to include this, and you can see that I didn't fill out the notes section for every single one. Works cited. At the end of your article, you'll find a reference list of each article that you're doing your analysis. And for works cited, you can't put them all. Instead, look for patterns. Which people keep coming up time and time again? Which researchers come up time and time again? And those are the ones you want to note, because those are the ones that you may want to rely on, particularly for seminal types of studies that are very important. I explained briefly the tools. This is not necessarily something you will want, but if tools are going to be part of a study that you do, you may want to keep track of which ones were used in each study that you're looking at. So that's the table of sources in 4.5 minutes or less. I look forward to episode number 5 with all of you.